Okay. So there's a lot of titles, ideas I have on this video. I just got done watching a video from Redeemed Zoomer this week, and this was a video idea that I had, so it's somewhat in response to him. In the video that he put up, it was a couple months ago. I have to look up exactly what the title was. But he was discussing about how there's just so many churches, and about he mentioned about how these people feel like they're called to church plant or start a new church, and it's just like there's one church on top of another. And so I remember I heard growing up, so this is kind of like an old kind of phrase that you hear in evangelical churches about church hoppers, church shoppers. Oh, and they're kind of shamed, like, oh, that person's a church hopper. Don't church shop. And the people are really put to shame because they visit various churches or whatever. In the same token, you hear in the charismatic churches, there's no such thing as the perfect church. You hear that phrase over and over and over again. Well, here's the thing. The people that are saying there's no such thing as the perfect church are the ones creating the problem. So, growing up in the Assembly of God, we often, it's this, what I've come to realize and discover is just these toxic spiritual manipulation altar calls of, are you called to ministry? Are you called to be a pastor? Are you called to be an evangelist? Are you called to church plant? All this stuff, and it's just straight up spiritual manipulation of children and of youth. And so you have these, and so children, youth, adults even are encouraged to raise their hand. Are they being called to ministry? Are they called to plant a church? Are they called to be going overseas? I can go into that a little bit deeper in another video as to why I think they're doing this, and it's not for good purposes. So then you have all these people that fear that they're called, and then we start the church planning thing. And here in the Midwest, the Bible Belt, there's just churches on top of each other. So there's so many churches to choose from. Well, the same people that are shaming people for church shopping are creating the church shopping. And that's not an exaggeration, because these churches are they've got the pamphlets and the marketing material and the Facebook ads and the people going around knocking on doors. They're selling a business. There's no other way to put it. They're not evangelizing. They're selling a business. And then you come into the church. The church is full of marketing material. It's printed, colorful, glossy marketing material. And, they do the love bombing thing, which I'll get into in another video. So you're love bombed. You feel like, oh, I feel so welcome here. I feel this is so friendly, until you really get settled in and you really kind of get down to the nitty gritty and you start living life or doing life with these people. And then you realize, oh, hey, the love bombing was a whole bunch of fake facade. A lot of get you in the door, get you involved in the programming until you really start having deep discussions, which if you look at my last video, they don't want to have deep discussions. They want to do the marketing. They want to do the fun. Are we called to ministry? Oh, this is all fun. But they really can't do the deep stuff. And so they're creating what I call the revolving door of the church. They're creating the church shopping. And then they're shaming you for church shopping. And so I'd love to get into this a little bit deeper. Again, I will post the link to the Redeem Zoomers video that he did and his thoughts on this, because I really think it's fantastic. He's coming from, I want to say he's Presbyterian. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look into that. But I'm just really fascinated, and he is very much like me, and he's open to just learning about different denominations and different thoughts and philosophies, and just really open to different spiritual or different biblical interpretations, and not necessarily shaming people, but being open to discussion. And that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like, let's have these deeper discussions and not so much separate. But let's stop creating the church shopping, and let's stop shaming people for church shopping for the environment that you created.